about potential playoff matchups, I put the Rams as one of the most likely matchups that the 49ers would face. There are only 4 teams San Francisco can face. They can only face Tampa Bay. That's if all the favorites win or all the higher seeds win, they'd face Tampa Bay because they're the lowest seed available. They could face Philly if all the higher seeds win and Philly beats Tampa Bay. They could face the Rams if the Packers lose, then they face the Rams if the Rams win. Or they could face the Packers. If the Packers win, that's their opponent. You essentially face the lowest seed. I think it's fairly possible that they face the 49ers or the 49ers face the Rams once again at Levi Stadium this year.
I would be really interested in that matchup with like a full Rams team. We did get to see one of their main starters, Puka Nacua, because Sean McVay really wanted him to get that record, which I liked that Kyle Shanahan said one of his only goals wasn't to win the game, but was to keep Puka Nacua in the game for as long as possible. And they kept him in until the third quarter. Charvarius Ward said that he was not going to break that record on him, and he didn't. Ward was taken out before Nacua broke that record. But having Matthew Stafford, like seeing how, I know that the Rams were going against the 49ers backup, but seeing how the Rams have played, not in this game, but the previous, since their bye week, in the regular season, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, I think that they would be the most exciting matchup for the 49ers, definitely give them their biggest challenge potentially. We obviously didn't see their defense have Aaron Donald or anything, so it'll look like a totally different game. But I really enjoy the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan matchups. I feel like not that they get in each other's head, but I feel like they scheme well against each other, and it usually makes for a very interesting game that I'm excited to see. I'm excited. I'm glad that, like, I wanted the 49ers to win, but I'm excited to see the Lions versus Rams matchup as well.
No, definitely. Honestly, I'm probably going to. What do you mean?
Really quick, if the Lions win that game, would the 49ers play the Lions then?
No. If the Lions win, the 49ers, if the Lions win and if Dallas wins, the 49ers would then face the winner of Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia because there's going to be a winner, obviously. One of the two has to win, and both teams are a lower seed than the Lions.
Okay.
But talking about that matchup, I mean, I'm intrigued, and the reason I say it's realistic that the 49ers could face the Rams is that I believe Matthew Stafford's the best quarterback in the NFC at the moment. I think that's true, and I think he's coming in on a hot streak. Now, the one thing about the Rams matchup with the 49ers is I just don't think their defense compares to some of the other teams. I think they can score and be in a shootout in comparison to other teams, especially when they are running a balanced approach with Kyren Williams at running back. But I don't know if their defense can hold up with some of the other teams, because when you talk about defenses, I mean, I think Dallas has a pretty good one. I mean, Detroit, maybe in the NFC, but in the AFC, I don't think that they're as good as, some of those AFC defenses. But the NFC has kind of changed a lot recently. You obviously have the Packers who snuck back in. I think they're actually a sneaky underrated pick. I think they're pretty talented. And then if you talk about
they like the Ram, I feel like the Packers have even a worse defense than the Rams do.
Yeah, they're not great. I don't think that they're well called, but I think that if you talk about a good team, the Dallas Cowboys struggle against some of those good teams, and I think the Green Bay Packers present a challenge. I think that they do, but Philadelphia has been really struggling. I mean, we've seen those struggles highlighted over the last few weeks. I don't know if they win a wild card game. I mean, it's weird to say given the year that they had last year. Huh?
Do we know who the Eagles are going to play right now?
Yeah, they play Tampa Bay. That's locked. They play Tampa Bay on the road.
That would be fun.
I don't think Tampa Bay is that good. They are not. They showed that this week. But if the Eagles lose to Tampa Bay, there is some serious thinking that would have to go on. But we know the matchups. It's San Francisco gets the bye, Dallas versus Green Bay, Detroit versus the Rams, and then Tampa Bay versus the Eagles.
Also, like, the Buccaneers I feel like the Buccaneers are better than the Giants, right?
Oh, they're better than the Giants. Yeah, that's for sure.
The Eagles just lost to them, right? Is that not?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't view it like that. I don't view it apples to apples kind of thing. You'll see how they play against the Buccaneers. Different approach. You'll probably likely have Devontae Smith back as well. But regardless, I mean, the Eagles right now, their biggest issue is their defense is horrific. They changed D coordinators to Matt Patricia midway through, like at the very end of the season, and since then their defense has been horrific. It's awful. I mean, this might be like, if you want a college comparison, this is like USC, where you have good talent on the defense, but it just does not gel, and they're pretty darn bad right now.
Yeah. I definitely. Which part of you wants to meet up with a worse team? Like, I feel like the only problem with meeting up with the Rams is I think that they could potentially give the 49ers their biggest challenge. Now, I would be shocked if any of these NFC teams, just defensive wise, were able to beat the 49ers. Now if it turns out to be like a shootout, that's a more interesting game for the 49ers. But I'm definitely eyeing that Rams team. I can't see. I think if it's the Bucks, I think if it's the Packers, even the Cowboys, I'm really not. I'm not as worried. The Cowboys and the Rams would worry me more than the other ones.